But if you close your eyes,
hello awesome people, welcome to a new game on my channel. This game has been a few years old. I think it has been in early access for a while. I have played it in early access, I have played it after the initial release of it, but I never really came to the point that you know, I would play it on my channel. I've made a few videos, tried a few videos about it, but it wasn't really what I was, you know, trying to do. So I stopped, but now I think it's the time to actually start a series with it. And in this series, my goal is to start a prison, of course, because it's called Prison Architect. We're gonna build a manage a prison. That's the whole point of the game. But my main point is to build a large prison with a lot of inmates. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. We're probably gonna start out with minimal security and upgrade from there to normal and eventually max security. And we're gonna try and get some death row inmates. But in order to do so, we first need some money. So we have to build up our prison like that. Now you can make prisons in the game, sell them, and then start a new game with more money. I'm not gonna do that because that's not really a thing that is good for a first series. I think we could do it maybe if the series ends and we could sell that prison and then go on and make an even better prison. But for now, let's just start the new prison. So create new prison. We're gonna do a male prison. We can also do female, but for now I'm gonna do a male. We can choose our warden. So we have different wardens. They have different sort of bonuses they could give you. This is the normal warden. He just does nothing, to be honest. So we could choose him. We have the lobbyist. Halves the likelihood of receiving prisoners who are violent, lethal, volatile, deadly, or fighters. This can be pretty good if you're doing a max security prison. Halves likelihood of prisoners being stoical or fearless. Prisoners are suppressed twice quickly. Same. Max security, this is pretty good, especially the suppression part. J.W. Periwinkle. Guard dogs have a 50% chance of fully uncovering any tunnels they detect. This is pretty good for every prison, because the main reason that prisoners escape, and you don't want them to escape of course, is them making tunnels and tunneling out of your prison. So, you know, a better chance of discovering the entire tunnel is definitely a good thing. We also have the pacifier, who reduces the overall temperature of your prison, making your inmates less likely to cause trouble. I've used this guy in the past, but I think it's a bit of a cheat code because he's pretty strong. He's pretty strong, and your inmates, you know, half the fun of Prison Architects just your inmates having, you know, wreak havoc in your prison. So we're not gonna pick him. And we have Safara Aknova. Gets a small cut of the resale value of each piece of contraband found. Prisoners found with contraband will be fined directly from their savings. Now that's pretty good for money issues, but I've tested this and I feel like to make this worthwhile you need a really big prison, and at the point that you have a really big prison you don't have any money issues. So, because you get paid for every inmate. So I'm not really fond of this one. I think we're just gonna go with a J.W. Periwinkle. Also because he looks cool with the eye patch. So yeah, we're gonna do a large prison. Fog of War. Fog of War is cool because you need, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna do Fog of War. Why not? Generate Force. Yes. If you're new to this game, I definitely suggest that you put on Generate Force on, because what it is, it just gives you free money. It will make some trees on your land. Like it says, clusters of trees will appear on your land. You can chop those down and sell them, so you have extra money at the start of the game. So we're gonna use this. Generate lakes, no. Generate buildings, no. That just messes up your placement. Failure conditions is of course on. Gangs, we're gonna set to on. Events, let's do that not for now, because most of the events are just annoying, like get rid of all the radios in your prison and stuff like that. It's just not, in my opinion, it doesn't add a lot. Some of the events do, but not all of them. Weather and temperature, same. It's more annoying than actually, you know, cool. Staff needs. This was part of the latest update they did. Enable needs for your guards, meaning they will require food, rest, and other comforts in order to do their jobs properly. Let's enable this. I don't really know what this is gonna do, but you know, We will find out. I do know that they need a canteen now of their own, and probably toilets. So, enable tools and cheese, no. Unlimited funds, no. Let's play. So, a large map. First things first, I'm gonna rearrange some stuff. Because, okay, read the CEO's letter. We don't need to read it. We can just delete it because it's not important. Accept your first grant as a mission. Prisoner intake, we will set to closed. We would first need to make our prison working, if you will. So basic detention center, that's the first grant. This is the way you make money. You accept grants, you get a payment up front, and you will get a payment when you finish it. And accepting one of these, it will change depending on, you know, which one you pick. So basic detention center is probably the first one you pick because that's just building a simple sort of first start of the prison. And we're going to do an administration center because that has to do with some research and unlocking stuff, which we'll definitely need. So intake is off. We are closing this. We're going to start with minimal prisoners. Only minimal prisoners because they tend to not really be a problem. So we don't need as many guards. We just can put them together in a big cell and stuff will be alright most of the time. And that will make us some money so we can build somewhere a bigger prison actually to get some normal security. So my goal is to have one big prison in the middle here, one big building for all the prisoners, and maybe some side buildings for stuff like death row or supermax if we get to that point. But to start out, I want to just be easy and build some simple stuff over here for the minimum security people because they're gonna come in and they're gonna leave pretty soon because their sentences are not that long. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use them as a moneymaker. Yeah, we're just gonna put some cells down here with canteen, like all this stuff that we need in order to actually run a prison, to start a prison, to be honest. And when we have that, we're just gonna put some guards in there, make sure that the prisoners are nice and comfy, and they're just gonna sit there, make money for us while we build a new prison, more like over here. So yeah, that's the sort of goal. Oh, one thing. You can do mods in this game. I have one mod, which is the clock mod. Now, normally there's a normal clock here, but now it's a digital clock. That's just, I like that, I prefer that. That's one thing. The other thing is that it unlocks 2 more speeds. So if you're looking at that and you go like, why does he have a speed 4 and speed 5? That's part of a mod, and that's the only thing it does is change the clock to digital and add a little faster gameplay, because I feel like that's appropriate for a playthrough. So let's start with planning out some stuff because that's always the beginning of a prison, and probably a lot of the fun too because you run into problems. I'm not gonna plan the entire prison, by the way. I'm just gonna plan the first part. So don't worry. So we need a holding cell, a shower, a yard, a kitchen, a canteen, and at least 2 guards and 2 cooks. We also need a reception area where they come in. So, how are we gonna do this? You know what? Rooms. We're gonna delete these ones. Where are they? Garbage. Garbage is gonna be put down here. Like, well, we don't need that much. This would probably be good. We're gonna have exports. Where's exports? Exports. Next to it, it's fine. We're gonna have deliveries. Now, deliveries is important because that's where all the stuff that you need to build comes in, and your workers. So let's put it there. For now, it's okay. So let's start planning. So they come in here. By the way, prisoners will also be delivered to the deliveries area. So they come in here. So we have a little path probably down here. And then they walk into probably the reception area. So let's make a reception area, which will be like, let's not make it too big, probably. This is 5 by 4 inside. So if we do this, that should be the same. Yep, that is the same. So that is a reception area where we're gonna check them out and see if they have any banned materials on them. And now we need to check our rooms. So holding cell. A holding cell is a 5 by 5 minimum requirement. So if we do this, that would not work because that will be 4 inside. So what we could do is, whoops, do like something like this. No, it's still not working. Okay. The thing is, the holding cell, I'm not gonna really use the holding cell. We're gonna have a holding cell, but we're gonna change it into a dormitory as soon as we get this grant done. So let's just leave it for now then. So we have the reception area. Let's just start building. We also need power. So power. Let's make a power plant for us. So this is objects. So this is a power plant with all the stuff that we need around it. This will be the water plant. And I like to put this inside. That's not gonna work out. Okay, so we're gonna erase this, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make one more row. This is gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be a temporary thing, so don't worry if it doesn't look really good. I'm not worrying about it. I do a little, but it's not really important. I don't like the fact that this is only one, so I'm gonna do it like this. That's too long. So this is gonna be the reception area, so power plant. Let's start building. Auto lights off because I hate that. I always put the lights in the weird directions or weird places. Sorry, and you have to remove them later on. So objects. Now we have built a foundation here. Foundations need entrances, and that means like doors or openings in the wall. Now we are gonna put 2 large jail doors right here. This is gonna be the reception area, and we're gonna put a staff door in here because prisoners don't need to go here. That's just not the thing we want. So we're gonna build these. We're gonna get a, please stop, yeah. Okay, sometimes you have to bug it if you replace the delivery area that this truck just goes on and you don't have any workers. So they're now waiting for their stuff. So let's speed up the game a little bit. And there's the stuff, there's the building materials, and they're gonna start building. That's pretty amazing, that's pretty good. So what we do now is we go to, I see objects, dismantle objects. We're gonna dismantle at least some trees here to sell. And this is gonna be our main money maker at the beginning. So we have these 2 rooms. Now, first we'll need the electricity room and the water room. So object, no, utilities. We're gonna put a water pump station in there, and we're gonna put a power station in there. And we're gonna use some of our money to get some capacitors, which makes the electrical grid more stronger, if you will. So let's do this. Let's go through the wall and let's go inside the prison. These are electrical cables, by the way, if you didn't know. So that's one thing. We also need water pipes when we finished. The other thing that we need is we don't need a light in here. So that's nothing to be bothered with. We do need a light in here, so we're gonna put some lights in here. I know this looks terrible, but again, this is a initial placement. We're gonna delete this all when we have the bigger prison. Yeah, so we have that. This is gonna be the reception area. So what do I want in the reception area? I definitely want some metal detectors. In order to get metal detectors to work, you also need recycling bins. This sounds really weird because they do work on their own if they have power. But what happens is if your guards find anything on the inmates or whatever, like contraband that is, that the metal detector is actually finding, that means that they will just throw it on the ground if there's no recycle bin close enough. So we're gonna put 2 recycle bins, because if it's on the ground, inmates can just pick it up and leave with it, and I don't want that. Now we're gonna designate this area as a reception. So this is a reception, and it says now we need an office desk, a table, and a chair, and it also needs to be indoors, but that's already green, so that means that we already have done that. So objects, we need an office desk. We are gonna put the office desk, you know what, let's just put it right there with a chair. And we need tables, 1, 2, 3, that's fine. Well, probably we could do something over there. So that's cool. And we're gonna put in a radio, because radios What they do is let your prisoners listen to their favorite boy bands as they go about their day. Makes all prisoners in the same room slightly happier. So this means that the prisoners here are less likely to riot and start a fight. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this in most of the rooms. So this is our reception done now. As you can see, it also has electricity because the lights are working. So the next step is to actually work towards a better prison system. By the way, we're making money. This is our daily cash flow. We need to keep an eye on this because if this goes red, that's fine. But if this one goes red, we have a problem. And I think we can take loans, but first to get those, we need to do some research. And we're not there yet. We can't do any research yet. So yeah, objects. We're gonna dismantle some more trees. Do we have some more trees? We have some trees over here. Dismantle these, get the money from them. Let's just queue up a whole lot of stuff so that our workers are pretty busy. And we will get some money, of course. So, like this. That should be fine. Okay, now, we have the reception area. So what I want is they come into the reception area. They walk inside the sort of prison system. We will need to build a canteen, a kitchen, and some cells, of course. So what we're going to start with is we're going to plan out our canteen and our kitchen. So you walk in, and you know what? Let's just make it easy. You walk in, we have 2 tiles of sort of street, if you will, to walk. We're going to make a canteen like so, where the entrance is there in the middle. One entrance is enough because we're not going to have a huge population of prisoners over here. Next to the canteen, we're going to have a kitchen. This is probably way too big because we only need this in order to do that. So we're going to have an entrance here, and we're going to have you know what? Let's do, this is going to be a service table later on. So let's do the opening over there. So, sorry. Kitchen, canteen. Let's do this. So, one big building. We're gonna put a staff door over here and a normal door over here. And that's gonna be fine. We have to wait until they actually go and do this. For now, I'm gonna take 2 more workers to speed things up a little bit. And there's our warden, J.W. Periwinkle. The grand overseer of your prison required before you can research and hire advanced staff members. Okay, so we need to build an office for him later on, but for now we're just gonna set up all the stuff to get some prisoners because that's the more exciting part. You know, building offices, that's not really exciting. So we're gonna wait a little bit for that. Although it's definitely not a thing that you want to wait with too long because you need the research, you need the offices, you need the guys that you can unlock with the, like, if we click this, you can see we can unlock all this stuff. So armed guards, doctors, gardeners, janitors, dog handlers, snipers, chiefs, a chief, a foreman, a psychologist, an accountant, and lawyer. You need all those guys. So we're gonna do some research, that's for sure. So build some walls over here. Build another staff door, because I don't want any prisoners coming into the kitchen because there are knives and forks and that kind of stuff. I don't want them to stab each other. And we're gonna designate these rooms for now. So kitchen, bam. Canteen, bam. And I like to do a metal detector once they come to the canteen, because in the canteen there is a lot of fighting going on if you don't do the right stuff for it. Because all the prisoners are there at one time and it's pretty busy, and that's just the place where they will go and fight each other. Let's make some lights here. So yeah, like this should be fine. I think this should be fine. Now we need electricity, so utilities, let's take our electricity and bring it down here and bring it down here. So that should be fine. We also need a water pump for the kitchen. So let's do, you know what, let's follow the path because I don't want this to run straight through the prisoner cells. Let's do that. So canteen, kitchen. We should probably start with at least one office now. Okay, we're gonna use the quick build for this. So we're gonna build some offices. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, office. Let's start with an office. You know what? We're gonna put them to the back of the canteen. One office and another office, because we also need an accountant for this next grant. This is gonna help us out. So objects, they definitely need lights, and for some reason in the quick build there aren't any lights, so let's put some lights in, and they probably also need electricity then. Yeah, that's what I said. Let's do this and this. We also need to keep an eye out on our electricity, so if this goes full, then that means we can have a blackout, which is not what we want. And now that we have two offices, we can actually hire our warden, who will then go to an office and work in it. So now we have unlocked the bureaucracy, which is you pay money to get your research done. So let's go finance, because that's our grant, and you will see it will take some time. After finance, we're gonna go security and maintenance. I want to unlock all these guys. So we're gonna finish the kitchen and the canteen. I guess, yeah, why not? So cookers, let's start with 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 6 cookers. That means we need at least 3 fridges, but it's probably better to do a little bit more. So let's have 1, 2, turn them around, 3, 4, and then have some sinks, because we also need to wash our dishes. And yeah, that's pretty full. I think this is overkill already, but that's fine. We can use these when we... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We can use these when we actually get to the bigger prison that we wanted. So let's get this working, and let's get the water pumps to do this. That should be fine. Now, canteen. What do we want in the canteen? We need a serving table, a table, and a bench. Now, serving tables, boom, boom, and we will have a bin for the prisoners to put their their smog in that they didn't eat. We're gonna need a table and some benches, so we're gonna push 1, 2, whoops, and in between there will be the tables, and we're gonna have, let's say, like this. And can we do another one? Yeah, we can do another one. This will be a little bit, yeah, let's leave that alone. So once again, this is just a starting area. This is just the beginning. This is fine. We're gonna have the tables up and running. So they have a place to sit. They have a place where they can get their stuff. We're gonna put some more bins in here next to the metal detectors, so the guards can actually put the contraband into the bins. What else do we want here? Well, probably we want some entertainment for them. So we could use a TV, like for instance here and here, so they can watch TV while they sit on their benches. We could use a radio, of course, to make them a little bit happier and less likely to fight. We could also put in a pool table, why not? Let's put it like right here. And we could put in some phones, so they can call their families. Now, that seems like a waste of money for now, but this is actually gonna help out a lot, because if they're gonna start a fight in the canteen, that is the most easy way to get a riot happening at your prison. But for now, we've done this. Next time we're gonna build our first prison block, which is gonna contain some cells and a dormitory. And I will see you back next time. So, as always, I've been Hipbone, you've been yourself. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for watching.